Yeah, hello. Are you guys able to hear me? So after that, as part of my campus placements, I got placed in Byju's. Byju's, the learning app that was still in a nascent stage back in 2016. It was still e-learning was still a new thing in India, and I was kind of curious as to what to expect. And then I came to Bangalore. I did my internship with them, and then I got converted to full time as a creative associate. And when I was in Byju's, I learned a lot about content creation. I learned a lot about how to present content, what is exactly content communication, how to shoot content, how to edit videos, how to edit super high quality videos, and how to manage timelines, how to maintain consistency, all of that. And because at that time we were creating videos as part of a bigger project, and we were literally creating more than 1,000 videos in a month, and 1,000 high quality videos which the viewers will be watching for the coming years. So I learned a lot about content creation during that phase, and after that, me and a Bangalore-based entrepreneur named Varun Agarwal, the Anuvanti guy, we started working on a platform called Greystone Matter. It was basically a online education platform for creative pursuits. So, for example, if you want to learn filmmaking, or if you want to learn how to go about career in music, we had experts from Bollywood, we had experts from all these different fields, talking to you about that, and and it was basically a career discovery platform. And now it's changed to Mento. Although I'm not a part of it anymore, I just left it a month back. During this time, I also consulted with a lot of design brands like Lollipop, like Camberry, and a lot of e-learning platforms like Upgrad, and content creation platforms like TVF. So yeah, that's about my journey. And now I'll be working on a startup real soon. I'll be working on a new project, and so let's see how that goes.
Thank you. Thank you, Divyansh. Guys, quickly, I want to get a quick check. I have stopped sharing my presentation so that you guys can see Divyansh, who's definitely more prettier than I am, and the presentation. So quickly, can everyone see Divyansh's face? Can you see the video? Please type yes in the chat so that I know that we are able to see the visuals. Yes, thank you, Venkatesh sir. Thank you. Hopefully, everybody. Shivagami. Shivagami, no. Kamal, no. Okay, except for Venkatesh sir, nobody else is able to see. Divyansh, would you like to just cut the video and try again? Because I'd like them to see your face while you answer these questions. It will be helpful.
Yeah, perfect. Wait, could you please just repeat that? I'm not able to hear.
Could you disconnect the video and reconnect? Yeah. Some of them are not able to see your visuals.
Cool, I'll do that.
Venkatesh says I got full screen face video. Yeah, that's what we are trying to achieve here. We want to see Divyansh's face. He's logged out. He'll log back in, hopefully. Yeah, okay. He's in.
Yeah, hi.
No. Yes, it's visible for me. Quickly, can I get the... Yeah, okay. Kamal can see it, sort of. Very good. Okay, good. It's working then. Okay, so I just want to let you guys know, the last two sessions that we did were slightly different. If you remember, we spoke about Google My Business. That's how we started with the first one. The second one was YouTube video, where we spoke to a person who's got a channel for the last couple of years. She's got about 23,000 followers, which is great. She had to do a second part to that session, but because of some technical difficulties, she doesn't have a computer. It's under repair, so she's trying to get it fixed. Hopefully, we'll have her next week. But I thought today we'll do it slightly differently. Both the sessions previously we had the presentations on. I had a couple of slides showing you what we're going to discuss and all that. But this time, this is more like a face-to-face talk, okay? And I know this guy, Divyansh, he's terrific because he did the editing of some of my videos at Knowledge Hut, where I did video training for SEO. And he did a terrific job. Even last week, I had an emergency requirement, and I requested him within a night. He was able to do it and deliver it to me. So I want to thank you for that, Divyansh. You've been there as a support throughout. Even though we could have finished the work, the project was over, we could have cut off. But I'm glad we have this relationship going, and I really appreciate your continued support. Please keep it up. And I'm so thankful for you. And also one thing I liked about Divyansh is the fact that at this young age, he's worked with startups. When you work with startups, automatically you mature. And as Divyansh speaks, I guarantee you, each one of you who's participating here will see that maturity in his points when he talks about video content. Okay, he's clear about the concept of videos. He believes in videos, and that's why this is going to be so very good, okay? So no presentation this time, my dear friends. Instead of that, this is going to be like a Q&A session. I'm going to interview Divyansh, and he's basically going to talk from his experience, okay? When we were preparing this, I told him that let it be anecdotes, okay? I want you to pick up and basically draw from your experiences, because that's what we want. Right? Otherwise, we can just go to a website, go to YouTube video, and get all the information that we want. To be honest with you, anybody can just do a Google search, and you can find 5 big benefits of doing video content, right? But we want a person, right? We're talking to a real human being here who's seen, who's done that, who's been there and done that, like they say. Okay, so this guy has experience at this very young age. Okay, so you're going to learn from an authority. Okay, that's why this webinar matters. You're going to learn from an authority. He's going to give you a holistic view. Okay, if you're thinking about how to create a channel, a YouTube channel, maybe this is not the webinar for you. And I'm being upfront with you. This is not about how to create a YouTube channel, how to create a thumbnail that attracts people. Not really. He's not going to talk about that. He, however, will talk about the more powerful, the essence of video content, how you can create a channel that will help you grow over time. Okay, and this is not quick fixes. Again, if you're looking for quick fixes, creating a channel and getting thousands of followers in the next 1 month, I'm sorry, you can please leave. I won't feel bad, but this is my expectations. Number 3, he will give you actionable instructions. Okay, he's going to tell you how to place your camera, what kind of camera you'd want to have, right? And hint, you don't need to have expensive cameras. And he's also going to give you steps how to do your research, get prepared with your niche, like we spoke last week, coming up with the content that will make sense for your target audience. All that, and more importantly, this webinar is absolutely free. Again, I appreciate everybody who's joined in today. On a weekend, you could be doing 100 different things, but you're here. Actually, maybe not 100. It's limited because of the lockdown, but you do have other things you could do, but you're here, and I truly appreciate that. Thank you. I'm going to hand it over. Now, like I told you, this is going to be a question and answer session more than anything else. Okay, so here we go. I have a slide. This is for my own reference. So I'm going to throw questions at Divyansh, and I'm very, very confident he's going to give you some amazing value throughout this session. So don't go away, even till the last slide. I think this is going to be like a 1-hour maximum session, but you'll get a lot of value. Okay, now I just want to know how many people are excited. If you're excited, just type I'm excited, or just type excited in that chat box so that I know that you're with me. Are you excited? Type excited. Thank you, Shivagami. Okay, thank you, Kamal. Thank you. Keep it coming. I want this engagement going, and as always, you can ask questions too, and I'd be more than happy to ask that question to Divyansh. If you have questions, just type it in the chat box. Test. I don't know who the test is. I'd love to know your name, Mr. or Miss Test, but that's okay. Let's move on. Anybody else? Okay, great. So that's that's that. Let's go on. This is the format of this little session. Divyansh, question number one. Why video content is the thing? Why do you think video content matters so much in today's world? Go ahead.
I think first of all, it's 2020, and like just look at yourself. How much video content do we stream on a daily basis now? Everyone streams like more than 1 to 2 hours of content. For example, even if you are watching something about COVID, you'd rather watch it. You would rather watch a news clip or even a content piece rather than going on a platform and searching for a blog to give you to give you like proper information about the current pandemic. So everything is video first of all, because it's very easy to explain concepts through video, because there's a one-to-one interaction. You can basically see the guy who is talking to you. It has that trust factor where you trust this guy. And wait, is there a sound issue?
Sorry, the sound is okay. Kamal says the sound is too low. Does everyone also face the same issue? Are you not able to hear Divyansh?
I am able to hear.
Okay, Sivagami says very low on voice, audio. Divyansh, now I think you've gone completely mute. I can't hear at all.
Yeah. Is it better?
Perfect. Yeah, this is better to me. What about you folks? Can you hear me? Can you hear Divyansh better now?
Just type yes.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Cool. So we'll continue. So I'll not talk about there's no point talking about why video is important. We all know that how important video is right now, and in the coming future, video will replace technically 95 to even 98% of whatever content is present out there. Everything will be done through videos, and I'm not just talking about e-learning. I'm not just talking about the videos or the movies that you consume online on Netflix or all these platforms. I'm talking about everything. Videos have technically replaced books. We as a society, we as a generation don't read anymore. That's because video content is easy, and plus the kind of lives that we are leading right now, the kind of careers that we are in, and the kind of complexities that we face on a daily basis, because the careers are changing, the world is changing so rapidly. We don't technically have the time to sit and read a book or to go in depth about a topic and spend like a month just doing that and looking for research articles and looking for published papers on that particular article. It's better to watch a video which can explain you that particular concept in an easy and lucid way. It saves a lot of time, plus it gives you actionable insights. For example, even if you talk about anything, for example, when we used to study in our, I think in 10th grade or 11th grade, whenever we used to read about a topic, initially there was we used to read 3-4 paragraphs which were not at all relevant to that particular topics, because they were just giving like a brief overview of the whole thing. But the benefit with video is that you can directly come on point and give the user actionable insight as to what he has to do in order to make this thing work, or in order to learn this particular concept. So that's why videos work, because videos are direct, videos are easy. It's very easy to explain a concept using video. You can use graphics, you can use animation to break down a concept and explain it in a very easy manner. Plus, the second thing that I want to talk about is the legacy factor. Now, for example, if you are a lot of you guys are trying to do something in the digital marketing domain. Now, for example, if somebody has become an expert after 2 or 3 years, and he or she wants to build his own online course, so that you can teach other people how to actually go about it and how to learn in this particular industry, you can make a video course. You can make a video course out of it, just like we are doing here. We are doing a live webinar, and I'm sharing my experiences with you. You can just do a video course, and that video course will be available for the next 200 years, next 500 years. That's what I call a legacy factor, because you're building your legacy, and plus you can use that as a leverage to market your content. So now every new guy which will come on your YouTube channel or a platform or whatever it might be, they can watch your content and they can learn from it, and plus they can subscribe to it. And it doesn't matter. So that time foundation video has completely removed that, and that's a very good flexible thing. And the third thing is flexibility. The users can watch it on their own pace, at their own time, and according to their own choice. There is no compulsion. There is no time foundation. You can watch it whenever you like, whatever time you like, and however you like to consume it. So I think video definitely gives a lot of flexibility. So plus the third thing is long form content. Now even a podcast is coming on YouTube. You have channels like Joe Rogan, and you have channels like Beer Biceps who are doing long form podcast content, and you can basically watching a 3-hour podcast, a YouTube podcast, it's equivalent to reading a book. And it's, I think, even more it's better than that, because you get like more than 15 to 20 actionable insights in one podcast. So I think video is beautiful, and in the coming years hopefully we might be able to solve the problem of illiteracy through YouTube and through videos. There might be a platform like this someday where you don't need a physical teacher with you anymore, and we can remove the problem of illiteracy from India. So yeah, the future is really, I'm really hopeful for the future, and it's really exciting time for doing video. And this is only
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Divyansh. I totally agree with you. I like the point when he mentioned that we can remove illiteracy from India with the power of video content. Now, talking about literacy, I'm just going to bring in Venkatesh Babu, who is the principal of the college. By the way, last week, he actually used this webinar. I think he wanted to convey something to his students. So let's just listen to him. Let's see what he's got to say. Yeah, give it a second. Venkatesh sir, I have unmuted you. Can you hear me? Hello, Venkatesh sir, can you hear me? The video is grayed out. Can you hear me? Okay, no worries. We'll get back to him. Divyansh, let me unmute you. Please proceed. So the next question that I have for Divyansh is pre-creation, or if you want to prepare, right? If you want to create video content or any kind of content for that matter, if you go without preparation, you're bound to fail. Okay? So people say, in fact, there is a quote: if you fail to prepare, you are preparing to fail. Okay? So with that in mind, let's say if I were to become a content creator, video content creator to be specific, Divyansh, what would some of your tips be as a part of preparation? Over to you.
Yeah. So yeah, I think before creating your own channel or creating whatever that it is that you're trying to create, it's very important to make a clear content strategy, because I think without a strategy you're bound to fail. You cannot put out videos consistently on a weekly basis or even on a daily basis if you don't have a clear content strategy, and if you don't know what your channel is all about, if you don't know what your niche is, what exactly it is that you're trying to achieve from this particular video. So first of all, my first point will be that you need to do it for the right reasons. Like I know a lot of guys and a lot of my friends who want to enter into the video game just because it's the new hot thing right now, and just because everybody is doing right now. You don't have to do it. There are creators out there who cannot survive without making videos, who cannot survive without making content. And if that's not a reason for you, I don't think you should be doing it. You have to do it for the right reasons. And when I talk about the right reasons, basically you have to be solving a problem. Now this problem might be a personal problem, a problem that you have faced on a personal basis, on a personal level, or maybe a problem that you have seen your friends facing, or that you think might be relevant to a larger audiences, or you think that there is a gap in the current system and you might want to fix that, or you want to talk about your content, or if you are a presenter, or if you're a creator, if you're a comedian, if you're a stand-up guy, if you're a writer, you have to do it for the right reasons. You have to, not for the audiences, first of all, not for the audiences. Don't keep, a lot of guys want to create their channel just because they want to grow viral, or they want to get some brand deals, or they want to become famous. But again, that will not help you in the long run. There's no point doing that, because it will not sustain longevity. And if you want to do it for at least for the next 5 or 10 years, you have to do it for the right reasons. You have to understand why it is, why are you doing what you do, and why now. So first of all, you need to ask yourself these questions, especially during the pre-production stage. Why do you want to make this channel? You have to, there has to be a clear brand image and a clear brand of target solution that you're trying to solve. Now, for example, if you are making a cooking channel, the problem technically is that you need to help bachelors, or you need to help people who are stuck in situation like COVID, and they can watch your videos and they can learn cooking. I learned cooking during the whole quarantine period through YouTube channels, and it has helped me a lot. And so this is what I'm talking about when I say you need to understand, you need to do it for the right reason. You have to solve a problem. You have to solve an existing problem, and you have to keep your audiences in mind. You can't be a selfish content creator. Obviously, when you're starting to write content, you have to do it from a very selfish place. But when you're putting it out there, you have to think about your audiences. You have to think about what will they like. So I think the second step will be to target your audiences, to build a target audiences and see what kind of people will you end up attracting through this content. Because you need to build the right target audiences, which will eventually improve the word of mouth, and then they will act as your brand manager. So you don't need to spend money on marketing. Word of mouth marketing still works, especially in a YouTube domain, because you are your brand. You have to focus on building yourselves as a brand. You have to work towards building a loyal audience base, which technically takes your message and then helps you put it out there. So that's very important. So you have to do it for the right reason. And then pre-production definitely is a different stage. You have to come up with a clear content strategy. Now, when I talk about content strategy, for example, let's take a relevant example. For example, if you're doing self-help videos, if you're a creator like Beer Biceps, you have to make a clear strategy. For example, week 1, I will be talking about mental health issues, and my first 2 videos will be about mental health and how to deal with anxiety, what is anxiety, and what are some steps that you can take in order to remove anxiety. Now, this is an actionable insight. This is something that can help the user on a daily basis. Now, maybe the next week, I'm talking about the kind of clothes that you should wear when you're going to a formal event. Now, this is a really good video, and this is a really quick hack. I can watch this 3 or 4 minute video and I can get ready for my presentation, and that can really help me in a real situation. So for me, content like this works. Or if you're creating content, if you're creating fun content, for example, if you have, for example, somebody like BBQ Wine, somebody like an Ashish Anchalani, they are doing fun content videos, they're doing fun wines, where they are only playing different characters. But again, that's not just a comedy video. People will come on the platform and they'll watch your video because they want an escape. So every content piece serves a purpose, and you need to understand what exactly it is that you're trying to solve, and what purpose it is that you're trying to solve from this particular content piece. So you need to be very clear in your mind when you're creating your content strategy. Then you need to build a good team around that. A lot of the content creators are doing it solo. If you want to do it solo, you need to learn the relevant skills which are required to sustain in the content creation game. So when I talk about relevant skills, you need to learn editing, you need to learn designing, you need to learn how to write your own content on a daily basis, you need to learn how to shoot your videos. So yeah, again, I cannot go in depth in each of these right now, but this is a broad, a broad spectrum as to what exactly do you need to do before making your videos. So yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. So do a lot of research, prepare before you start creating content, right? So moving on, what would be the right time to start, Divyansh? When is the right time to start for anybody?
It's a very obvious basic question. I think a lot of people ask it although they already know the answer. There is no right time to start it. You have to start it whenever you feel like it. Like, again, there's no compulsion. But if you are motivated enough, if you want to grow your channel, especially, like, you should start it from tomorrow. This is a perfect time right now. We are in this quarantine lockdown stage. It is most probably going to extend till May. And this is the perfect time to start your own YouTube game. It's perfect time to start your own creating your own content. And because the problem is, you will not become like an overnight star. It takes a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of consistent effort, and every video will teach you a lot. Every video will be like a learning, a stepping stone where you learn from it, and you will fail. Trust me, you will fail. Every content creator has failed. But you need to fail quickly, learn from it, and then move on and create your next content piece. So if you want to reach, I think a good goal will be to create at least 10 videos by the time this whole quarantine or the lockdown situation ends. So if you want to hit that goal, start now, start from tomorrow. I will be linking a lot of blogs and a lot of self-help tips and resources that you can use if you want to start your own channel. For example, if you want to start your own channel, the tips will include how to make your channel thumbnail art, how to shoot videos, how to edit videos, do all of that. But if you're really interested and if you're really motivated in starting your own channel, you should start from today. Just after watching this whole seminar, go back, use those resources, and start creating your content strategy. Start making and shooting your videos. You will learn on the go. There is no, I can again tell you that do this much amount of research and do all of that. But I think intuitively, if you are watching this webinar, you have that idea. So there's no point wasting time. Start from tomorrow. Start from this very moment. Yeah, that's my take.
Very good, very good. Thank you, Divyansh. So this includes me, by the way. I am guilty of doing this. I want to do tons of research. I go to YouTube, spend hours together watching Casey Neistat to Gary Vaynerchuk to whatnot, right? And I keep thinking. My diary is full of pictures and mind maps and stuff like that. And I'm sorry, I'm not boring you guys, but I know a lot of people are doing this, and that's the reason I'm talking about it. What happens is when you keep thinking, overthinking, when you keep overanalyzing, it's going to be crazily difficult because it's about taking action. And that's what Divyansh, I think, made it very clear that you might as well start today. You learn a lot through experience than actually overanalyzing, overthinking, and looking at other people. Right? Do you agree, Divyansh?
Yeah, you have to be that stupid. You have to be that stupid. You remember when you were like 22, 23, and there were no real responsibilities, and you had nobody to like basically order. You had nobody to like talk to, or nobody to like answer. You could like literally go about doing things without any prior thought given to it. And now when you look back, you think that, oh, I was so stupid at that time. But you know, you were your most creative at that time because you were not thinking about what other people are saying and what how this is going to benefit my brand, or is this even going to work or not. You just did it for the sheer pleasure of doing it. And I think that's very important when it comes to the YouTube game. And there's this very good quote which says that a creative professional or a creative adult is a child who survived. So technically you need to keep that child alive, and you just need to keep doing things without thinking about the consequences, without thinking about the criticism that is going to come your way. You will deal with it, but you have to do it for the right reasons. You can't keep that guilt building inside yourself that I didn't do it. Because trust me, any criticism, any amount of backlash or negative comments that you receive on your content will not match to the amount of guilt that you will be filled with if you don't do it at least in the next 1 or 2 months, or if you never end up doing it. So you are only answerable to yourself. There's no point waiting, there's no point doing all of that, there's no point contemplating and thinking for the perfect time. It will never arrive, it will never come. You just have to start doing it. There's literally no point even discussing about it.
Love it, love it. You will feel more bad of not making those video and publishing that content than the amount of guilt you would feel if there was backlash. I love that. That is my takeaway. Thank you, Divyansh.
So even so, I've done that. I've been in that stage where I was planning to make like a very beautiful, a very articulate thing, which will somehow show them what the real self is, what the real me is. But it never ended up happening. So I have done all those mistakes. So that's why I'm talking from a personal experience. There's no point waiting.
Take action. So your point is take action right now. So whoever is here, I know last week we had like 18 people today. I don't know why we are down, but that's okay. I just want to let you know, maybe you'll watch the recording later. The point here is that take action. Okay, maybe you'll watch this video. Like he said, you're going to leave a legacy. Anybody who's present here today on the webinar, as well as Divyansh, are leaving legacies. Maybe 5 years down the line, there'll be some kid somewhere in the corner of the world who will watch this video, and you never know, he will be motivated to make videos on that day. You never know, his life could change that day, right? So that's very important. Venkat sir, I've unmuted you. Would you like to share your views on how you did the session for your students, your college students? I'd love to hear that. Venkat sir, are you with us? He's chatting with us, but I don't know if there is a problem with his audio. Usually he would respond. Okay, anyway, when his audio is back, we will get back to him. Thank you. Let's move on then. I think he's typed something. As per your experience, can you suggest some free video editing software or website? So Saurabh asks, Divyansh, as per your experience, can you suggest something? We are going to get to that part, right? Do you want to do it right now, or we'll talk about it later, Divyansh?
Yeah, we can talk about it right now. So Saurabh, if you are a video editor, if you want to start editing, there are a lot of softwares available, but I would suggest something like a Premiere Pro or even an After Effects. Now After Effects is a bit complex, but you can start with Premiere Pro right now. It's a very good time because Adobe is giving you 90 days free subscription. Once again, there's some issue with somebody's microphone.
Yeah, that's Mr. Venkatesh, right? I was asking him the question, so there is some problem with that.
So you can download Premiere Pro. Premiere Pro, earlier it used to give you a 7-day free trial period, but now they have extended because of the whole COVID situation. They have extended it to like 90 days. So you can use that for 3 months, and after that you can use other softwares like Sony Vegas if you want to do basic editing, and even softwares like for coloring softwares like DI Pro. And also there are a lot of other softwares, but they don't have that much functionality which an Adobe software can give you. So it's better to go with Adobe software. That's what I personally use, and I've been using it for the past 4 years. And that's what the industry standards are. A lot of big movies have been edited on all these softwares, so it's better if you use that.
So Divyansh's vote goes for Adobe Premiere Pro. For the last couple of years, I've been in touch with him. He's been recommending that only, but it's a slightly expensive one for me as a software. So I use free one.
He's giving it for free for the next 3 months.
Yes, but after 3 months.
Yeah, after 3 months you can. So if I'll be honest, there are like keys available where you can like technically use that and not go for a paid version. If you want that, I'll give it to you. Like there are some software keys available and you can use that key and you won't be able to, like, you don't have to like pay for the platform. I don't know if that's ethical to talk on this webinar, to like discuss on this webinar, but if you want, I can share it with you.
Yeah, so see, guys, the software and content that is being put out involves a lot of hard work. So it's open, right? Divyansh has mentioned it, so I'll give you the contact. If you want, you can reach out to him. That's fine.
That'll not be an issue. It's just you should just do it. You should be willing to do it. All these softwares and the tech part will happen. It will happen if you're motivated enough. You will find solutions to it.
Absolutely, I love that point because there's so many people who are waiting for the right digital camera or the right editing software, the right kind of audio and lighting system before they could start. And believe me, I have quite a few students who talk about that, but it's not about that. It's about you. Right, you make up your mind. That's what matters. Very good. Okay, let's move on quickly to the next question that I have in mind, which is exactly what I was about to talk about. What would be the tools of the trade, right? Let's start from a camera versus mobile phone or whatever perspective, and then we'll talk about what else can be used. So go ahead. Divyansh, if you were to talk about cameras, what would you suggest?
Okay, so if you can afford it, so I personally shoot my content on a DSLR. Now it's up to your own preference. You have seen a lot of YouTube creators who've gone viral and who have more than 20 or to 25 million subscribers on their platform, and they do it through their phone. They do phone shot content. So first of all, it depends on your own content, the kind of equipment and the kind of setup that you are planning to use. It depends on the content. For example, if you are doing a YouTube sketch, just like TVF or an AIB, you can't do it with your phone because you have multiple characters, you have multiple storylines, and you have to edit it out in a way so that it creates engagement. So you can't do it with your phone. You have to get like a proper setup, and you have to shoot it like a short film, just like a professional short film is done, because they have to maintain a certain quality. But if you are an individual creator, if you are somebody who is talking about one particular piece of content, if you're doing like 30-40 videos or self-help videos based on that, you can use your phone camera. Nowadays we have iPhones and we have OnePluses and we have Google Pixel, which will give you the same quality that not exactly the same quality, but almost at par with a Mark III or a Mark IV. So yeah, you can do. It depends. First of all, it depends on your content. If you want to do vlog style content, use your phone. There's no point buying like a expensive setup just to spend on that. It's better to spend on your content rather than spending on your equipment, because at the end of the day, people don't care about the visual quality. They care about your content, and eventually your visual game will improve. But yeah. So yeah, that's that. And if you want to go for if you have the budget, if you want to go for a proper setup, what I use personally is a Canon Mark IV. Before this, I used to use Mark III. Now, if you're going for a Canon Mark III, just the body will cost you around 1.3 to 1.5 lakhs. Then after that, you have to buy separate lenses according to the depth of field and how wide you're planning to shoot. So for example, if you want to shoot, do like a proper interview setup, you have to go for a 70-200 lens. If you want to go close and if you want to look for a tighter frame, then you might have to go for a prime lens. And each of these lenses cost about 50 to 70K, and even more than that in some cases. So it really depends on the kind of content and the kind of budget that you have, and the kind of money that you are planning to spend on that. But if you're a beginner like or a lot of other guys, I think you should start from basics. Oh, sorry. You have to start from basics and use your phone camera. Maybe get like a proper setup for the camera. Maybe a standee or a tripod, so that you can fix your camera at an angle. What you can actually put your money in is the lighting, because lighting really brings about a lot of difference. I've seen videos, shitty videos, which were shot not in a proper, with a regular bite-size quality video footage and with a regular camera, but the difference was made by lighting. Now there are a lot of DIY YouTube tutorials about how to make your own lighting. You can actually make well quality proper lighting in less than $10. And I'll share the link with Manjunath sir, and he'll share the resources with you, where you can learn about lighting. How can you make your own lighting? If you don't want to make your own lighting, you can order it from Amazon. I'll share the links for that also. These are all DIY lights, small lights, which can help you improve your video quality. Now, even when you're lighting your subject, you need to think about, there are a lot of concepts related to lighting. There's a 3-point lighting setup. There's a wide lighting. It all has proper in-depth knowledges knowledge, and it all has proper in-depth concepts that you need to learn. I will share all these resources with Manjunath sir, and you can research about each of these aspects in depth through the videos. So yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you, Divyansh. So he's agreed to share all those YouTube channels that he thinks that is going to help each one of you in this webinar to get started or take it to the next level, including this lighting. More than anyone else, I think I've suffered the most with poor lighting in my videos, but hey, it's a part of the learning, like he rightly said. So for the first 50 videos, I think I've told myself that I'm not going to care how it turns out. Obviously, I'm going to make it better and better, but at least starting would be my mantra. Okay, now moving on. So according to Divyansh, start with your phone. Don't wait for a really cool digital camera, DSLR and all that. So get started with your phone.
So even when I was working in Byju's, we didn't care about the setup, we didn't care about how we were shooting, we just went about shooting the videos, and our priority was to build a very strong library of content so that we can leverage from that. And now Byju's is almost like a $9 billion company, and now they have all the money in the world to make a great setup and create all of that. But if they hadn't done that, if they hadn't focused on the content back then, they would have never reached this stage. So I think it's all about creating content and consistent. And yes, as Manjunath sir said, you have to think about ways, you have to think about hacks that can make your current content better. You have to work towards that, but you don't have to wait for the perfect equipment or the perfect time. Yes.
I'm glad that you brought up that, Divyansh. You spoke about Byju's, which I really admire, a huge startup that's got some amazing funding and all that. In the meantime, I just want to tell you a story. The story I heard somewhere, I read somewhere, I don't remember, but this is a really good story. I think it's super relevant right now. In America, there was this pottery learning college. Okay, they have like a college that teaches pottery. Anyway, so what the lecturer did was she broke her team into two parts. Okay, for the one part of that class, she said, guys, you have to make the world's best pot. Okay, it should look great, it should be amazing, and you should focus all your efforts on doing this for the next one full year. That's your goal. Okay, and then to the other group, she said, you know what? Your job is all about getting as many pots as possible. Okay? As a part of this pottery class, your job is to get as many pots as possible. It's all about weight. The more the number of pots you have, weight, you are going to be the winner. So the two teams started working. Okay? And this is what happened. The team that was told to create that one amazing pot in 1 year, started going to all kinds of libraries. They started talking to all kinds of pottery specialists. They started asking, what should I do? What kind of clay should I use? What kind of paint should I do? How can I make it gradient, stylish, shiny, and all that? And guess what? These guys started doing their pot like 1 week before the final exams. Just 1 week just before the final exams, almost at the end of the year, they made a pot. According to them, that was the world's best pot. At the same time, there was this other group, and they were just focusing on pot right from day one. They were like producing pot after pot after pot. Some were so squeamishly ugly. Some were getting better, and with time, at the end of the year, they had some of the most amazing pots. All they did was creating the crappy pots one after the other, and every time they just made one improvement. They said, okay, this is the problem, I'm going to fix it. And they kept fixing it, and the volume of pots made them the winners. They did not have just one, but tons of world-class pots at the end of the year, whereas that other team had one pot which was not even world-class. Okay, so the moral of the story, I'm sure you got it already, is what Divyansh said. Rather than waiting for the DSLR and doing like the best video that you can, create crappy videos, stupid videos, ugly videos, but learn one thing, improve it the next time, make your video better the next time, and until you're like 100th video, you'll be a rock star. That's the takeaway.
Yeah.
Right, Divyansh?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. So let's move on with the next question. So what are the types of content, Divyansh? What are some of the types of content that are there on YouTube, and what can we actually do? Right? I want to do something. So what should I choose to do?
It depends on the person. Obviously, we watch and we consume content on a daily basis. We see a lot of variety of content every day. For example, there are creators like Casey Neistat, which do vlog style content, which do content which is more personal, where they're editing their own lives and showing their own lives and their daily cycles. So there's content based on that. Then we have creators like PewDiePie, who started with gaming content, who started with just streaming and playing games online, and now they've reached around I think more than 100 million subscribers on YouTube. So there's content like that. Then we have creators like Dhruv Rathi, or we have creators like John Oliver, who are basically talking about current affairs, politics, and they're giving unbiased opinion on current trends and on current political events, political topics, because the news media which is available on TV is kind of biased, especially in India, and I'm sure a lot of other channels also, channels like Fox, NBC, they've been people say that they are now biased and all of that. So it's happening all over the world. So, but the best thing with the internet is that you cannot buy it. If a creator is truthful to his or her content or his art, there is literally no external force that can stop him or her from creating content which is important and which is relevant. So there's that. Then after that, we have creators like Bhuvan Bam, we have creators like Ashish Chanchalani, all these young creators who are creating wine style content, where they only, and this content is basically fun, this is comedy, they only play different characters and all of these characters interact, and there's one particular situation in a video, and then they build a story around that. They build a small short story, a short skit kind of concept around that. So we have all seen content like that. Then we also have creators, we also have a lot of self-help content. So some of my favorite creators on YouTube, guys like Tim Ferriss, guys like Joe Rogan, guys like even if I talk about India, guys like Beer Biceps, who create content about self-help and self-improvement. They create content about fitness, lifestyle, men grooming, female grooming, then meditation, mental health, menstruation cycles, education, podcasts. So literally there is content for every particular niche and every particular domain out there. You just have to find and search and look for the content creator which suits your style and the kind of content that you would like to create. So literally there is everything out
there. So talking about that, Divyansh, could you tell me, let's say I like one kind of content, okay? Let's say I want to create videos that are like really visually appealing. Casey Neistat is one of those guys who made some amazing videos. Nowadays he's slowed down a little bit. Or somebody like Shivagami who wants to, let's say she wants to get into women's grooming, right? I want to take like a completely different niches here. Now, how would you go about emulating your favorite stars on YouTube, for example? How would your step-by-step approach be to that?
So, for example, if I am, if I'm thinking as a content creator and if I want to make videos related to grooming, first of all, I'll go on the internet. I'll search for creators, Western creators who are making content from America and who are making content from Japan and all these countries, because they are the trendsetters. The Indian YouTube space is still following whatever they did 6 or 7 years back. So the wine style content, or even the political content, the sketch content, everything is taken from the West. So my first step will be to first of all go on YouTube and research on all the content which is available out there from the West. see how they are doing it, breaking down their style, breaking down their visual style, see how what exactly is their content about, how they're communicating that content. This is also very important part, content communication. You have to understand how to actually present your content so that your audiences can relate to it. So first I'll do that research. I'll look for all the creators from the West. I'll see the kind of content that they're putting out. I'll see the kind of engagement that they've had. I'll go on their YouTube comments and see what people are asking them, the kinds of questions they are asking, the kind of feedback that they are getting from their audiences, and are they taking actionable insights based on that feedback. And then I'll go for some local channels. For example, if you're talking about grooming, I'll go for some, I think Atya Shroff is one creator who is from Delhi, and she's creating content on beauty and fitness. And then there's one more creator called Lisa Mangala. She is also doing that. So I'll look for some local creators and see how they're doing that. And then the third step will be to look for creators who are not necessarily from my domain. For example, I'll go on the internet and see how all these blogs and basically creators like BuzzFeed are creating their content, and see the kind of colors they're using, the kind of equipment that they're using. Because I think a lot of these creators, even if you go to a Beer Biceps or any grooming channel, in the description they will mention the kind of equipment that they're using. They'll also give a brief description about the whole video, what exactly the video is about, and what are the concepts that they'll be discussing in this particular video. And I think that is also very important. You need to do that in every video. You need to do a very good proper channel description. You need to do a very good video description in the description part, and you also need to mention relevant channels and relevant links that might help your audiences. So I'll do that. I'll check for comments, and then I'll start sitting, and I'll check some other blogs on the internet, and then I'll start writing my own content. So that's a basic process of how I would do it. Again, it might differ from me. It to each his own, but that's the basic idea of content creation on YouTube. If you wanna see what exactly is out there, first research. Go to the West, research their videos, check out their feedback, the kind of feedback that they are getting. Are they implementing the feedback? You might find a lot of relevant information from that. Then come to the local channels, see how exactly they are putting out their content, the kind of equipment that they're using, the kind of how they are explaining a particular concept, the kind of are they doing any brand sponsorships? If they are doing, how, and how they are integrating brand sponsorship, because that's a very good way of earning through YouTube. Because as an Indian YouTuber, you don't get that much money just by the subscribers and just by the followers. You will need brand sponsorships to create content on a regular basis if you want to do it on a longer term. So yeah, that's how I would go about it. That's how I do it on every video that I get.
Very nice. So if I were to recap, let me know if I'm wrong. We should ideally start with the West, pick up some of the channels that we like, spend time, watch bunch of videos, analyze every part of that video. Like you mentioned about how lighting is important, for example, and if I want to improve the lighting on my video, I would look at that specific aspect of it when I'm watching that video, and then look at the comments to really see what is the kind of feedback that they're getting from their audience, and after that, whatever the videos that follow, are these guys implementing that feedback given by the viewers, right? And then use the same approach to look at our own DC creators and see what they are doing, how they are different, what kind of technical stuff they're using, what kind of cameras they're using, what kind of editing they're doing, maybe learn from that, and pick the best of these two worlds and implement in whatever you are doing.
And then once you are done with your research part, then you come to the stage where you decide as to how you are different from all these creators. How is your content different, and how is your content adding value to the consumer's life? What is it that you are doing that all these guys who are making videos on a daily basis and who are consistent with their YouTube game, what is it that they are missing out? What's the gap that you're trying to fill? Then, so first you'll have to understand what exactly is out there. You have to research, and then you have to again you have to you have to work towards that particular actionable insight. Then you have to work. This is what I mean when I say that you have to work on your YouTube game, and when you have to work on your particular niche. That's how you build your niche, because now you know what exactly is out there, and how is your YouTube game or your content game different from all of them. You have to be different, you have to be special. There's something that you are solving that these guys are not able to. So that's very
Right, absolutely. But I think again, like you said, it won't come up right away, right? I don't think my first video will be able to answer those queries or do it differently. With time, I'm going to focus on the quantity, and hopefully I'll know how to make it better. That's what I think. What are your thoughts?
It's all about creating a perfect balance between quality and quantity.
Yeah, but that's the challenge, right? Quality comes with quantity is what I think. Yeah? Cool. One last question now. It's about editing again. What are some of the some of the tools? I know you already mentioned about Adobe Premiere Pro, which is great for video editing. Apart from that, is there anything that you would like to recommend? Android apps, iOS apps, anything that you use for quick video editing?
So I think more than video, for example, if you want to design your own content, I think 90% of the YouTubers who make content which is working, 90% of them design their own customized thumbnails. And that's why designing also is a very important part as a creator. And if again, you don't have to be a designer to do that. You don't need design skills to do that. You can use free resources like Canva. You can use resources like Adobe Spark, Photo, or even Crello to create like industry level designs. These are all free channels which are available online. Yeah, so for designing, I think these channels are very good. If you want to learn editing, I will suggest some channels to you directly, and then you can share it with them. Channels which they can use on a daily basis if they want to learn editing. Plus, there are some courses available on YouTube and all these platforms where you can learn editing by just paying 400 or 500 bucks. But I think the same thing is available on YouTube for free. So if you want to learn that, I will share a link of some of the channels which I have used personally to learn editing. And once you keep doing it, you keep researching and then keep implementing whatever they're trying to teach, you will become at least halfway good at it. And then you can obviously learn from it and grow from it. But so for designing, Canva is a very good resource. I use it on a daily basis. Also, if you want to learn Photoshop, you can learn Photoshop, but obviously it takes time and it takes a considerable amount of effort from your side. So if you're not willing to willing to put that much amount of effort, use free tools. They already have existing templates that you can use. Similarly for videos, again, so I am not. I started with Premiere Pro. I started with the professional thing, and I was not out there looking for hacks on the internet. But that has helped me in the longer run. Now I'm not dependent on apps which charge you after which only provide you some free templates and which charge you after you have used them for like 5 or 10 times, because I can create my own content. I am self-sufficient in that sense. So I can edit my own content, I can design my own content, I can write my own content. So that comes with practice. So try playing long-term games. There's no point playing short-term games. Yeah, obviously when you're a beginner, use all these free resources, do all of that, and then quickly learn. And quickly learn the tools which pros use to create content on a daily basis, because that will help you in the longer run.
Perfect, very good. So Divyansh, you're going to share a bunch of links. Yeah, I'll follow up on this.
In depth. Again, I don't want to share a random thing and that might not work. So I'll share you a proper links related to whatever we have discussed right now. I'll share you proper links and proper YouTube channels which will help you, which I personally use right now and which I know will definitely help all the beginners. So I'll share all of that.
So quickly, if you were to go beyond this, let's say some of my students who are present here or maybe who will watch the video later and come back to you, if you were to offer some kind of editing training, would you be able to extend that? Editing training. Just give me a second, there's a little bit of ambulance.
Okay.
Okay, so Divyansh, I hope you can hear me now. Yeah, so my question was, there could be a bunch of students who might want to learn video editing, at least the basics to get started. Just like you said, maybe how to create YouTube thumbnails, Photoshop. I'm sure there are some of them who might be interested in learning that. Would you be able to offer some time to do some online training or whatever? Can you do that? Yeah, you can offer that help?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
If you want any help, I'm available here.
Okay.
Related to design, related to video editing, related to sound, I'll be more than willing to help.
Do you want to talking about sound? You're about to launch your own album, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, so that will, because of the whole quarantine thing, that will take 3 months more. But yeah, I'm planning to launch my album. And again, when I'm wanting, like, I had to learn all the softwares. So currently I'm in the middle of learning Logic Pro. That's why I bought a Mac. So I'm learning all the softwares to design sound, to design my own sound. I could have gone to a regular producer and given him like 20-25 bucks per song to produce my song, but again, then I won't be able to do it on the longer run, and I won't be able to afford it on the longer run. It's better if I only learn it and then design my own sound according to my own way and my own flexibility. So that's the way that I go about it. I'm currently learning all the softwares, but I'm also taking help from a lot of my producer friends who are in the industry. So yeah, I'll be launching that album in the coming 3 to 4 months. I hope so.
Great. We wish you very, very best of luck. So the takeaway from here for all the participants and whoever watches this video in the future is to put that effort upfront and learn these tools so that you don't have to depend on somebody else in order to produce your videos.
All about upskilling. We're all young right now. It's all about upskilling them. The more skills you have, the more in demand you will be, especially in times of crisis. For example, something like COVID happens in the future, a new pandemic happens. People who have the relevant skills will never go out of industry, and they'll never go out of job. They'll never be looking for jobs because people know that these guys have the skills, the relevant skills which are required right now from the industry. So it's better to upskill yourself and to keep evolving with the current trends, at least in your particular industry.
Absolutely. Great. That's pretty much I had. Give me 1 second. Let's quickly get a round of questions. Sivagami, I'm going to unmute you. Go ahead. If you have any questions, you can put it forward. Sivagami, can you hear us?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. Sir, give me some time. I have noted few. I'll come back again.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Bante sir, do you have any questions for us? Divyansh is here. You can ask anything related to video editing, thumbnails, etc. I think he's still struggling with the audio part. Okay, there is one other person who is muted. Okay, Seth, can you hear me? Seth, can you hear me? Seth? Okay. Saurabh? Hi, Saurabh.
Hi, sir.
Yes, if you have any questions for Divyansh, this is the right time. Please go ahead.
No, I think I have asked the question, so not as of now.
Okay. Any thoughts, any feedback for us to make it even better next time?
I guess the whole thing was quite well managed and it was well presented, and the knowledge shared by Mr. Divyansh was also great. In fact, I have downloaded that exe file of Premiere Pro also, so I will surely going to take the action as soon as possible.
Excellent, excellent. Do you already have a channel, Saurabh? Have you created a channel or not yet?
Yeah, I have created during after the last webinar. I have created a channel, and in fact, I have uploaded some of the videos also of my son. So that my son also has requested me, so I have sent it, and there were some likes and comments also from that.
Right, great. Congratulations on that. When you do that, do share it with us so that I can also share it with the rest of the group. You never know, there could be a relevant audience for your videos from one of our own team members. So feel free to share it. I'm happy to share it with my groups.
I will do that.
Okay, great. All the best, and thank you for joining in today. Okay, Kamal, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, Kamal, please go ahead. Any questions for Divyansh or me?
Yeah, I actually asked this question in the comments.
Did I miss it?
Yeah, I think it's gone because my introduction wasn't properly, but I just wanted to ask, what would be your advice of when making a video? How would you advise us to strategize on what team we organize it?
How to organize a video?
Yes.
Okay, Divyansh, do you think it's very generic? Do you want it specific, or can you answer this question?
What exactly is it that you're trying to do? Like, is it like a short film or a skit, or what exactly?
Okay, let's just say that I'm making a commercial video. Okay, let's just say that my client or the video that I'm making is like for an internet company. Okay, I have made a script. Okay, how would you advise me to organize or what scenes or how to break it down in that manner? Like in what sequence should I do the video itself?
Okay. So let me give you a little bit of background, Divyansh, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a Dubai-based company. It's called BrandClick. They offer digital marketing services and much more. Right now, they are also into app development, and their target audience is Dubai and Saudi Arabia mostly.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so what they do is they basically create video content that speaks to that target audience. Okay. So it is both English as well as Arabic that they're creating. In fact, I also recorded one for them. So my assumption is this, that he wants to know how would you break down the entire video production and marketing process, promotion process, right from scripting all the way to shooting and then editing and whatnot. You know it best, but basically I think he wants like a clear-cut, step-by-step organization of a video content production. Give me 1 minute. Kamal, did I get that right? Would that be the right way to ask it?
Yes. Just
okay.
of it, yes.
Yeah, go ahead. Please go ahead, Divyansh.
So if you're working with brands, if you're fulfilling a client brief, then it's a completely different ballgame. I work with brands, and I'll tell you from my experience what exactly happens is, first of all, I meet the prospective party personally, and I ask them about their the target, why exactly are they planning to make this content, and what is the target audiences according to them. This is what we call a creative brief, and first I get from them what exactly is that they're trying to create, and why is it that they want me as a creator on board, and what is the target audience, what's the duration of the video, what's all of that. So I ask all the questions which I have in mind from the client, from the brand, because this content is for them, not for me. So first I gather all the relevant information for me for that. They tell me what's the target audience, why exactly it is that we are making this video, what are we trying to achieve from this video, and then they also tell me how is the visual communication bit, as to for example, are they planning to do it in animation style, or they want like a live interaction where we are getting like people like, should it be like a interview style and then add relevant text, add relevant transitions and music to it? Is it a culture video? Is it a corporate video? Is it a introduction video? Is it a explanation video? So it all depends on all of that. So it depends on the kind of content. So once I get the brief from the client, then I create, I do my relevant research, and then I create a script based on that. Now in the script, I make sure that because it's a client brief and because this is for a brand, I understand what the brand is all about, and I understand how they are willing to present this content. After that, I sit with my writing team and I finish the creative aspect, and I finish the script for them. After the scripting is done, I send it back to them, and they revert back with relevant feedback on the script, and they mention any changes if they want. Also, while doing this, there has to be a clear-cut budget in mind. For example, if I have 50K, if I have 50,000 rupees for this particular video, there are certain limitations to what I can do. I cannot use expensive drones, I cannot use super expensive equipment to shoot this video or to do all of that. So I would prefer doing it in-house, and I prefer making like an animation video with sound effects and with all of that, so that it makes it looks like a very well-produced video, but it also does not spend like I don't end up spending a lot of money. So yeah, this is so I checked with the client about the budget. We agree initially only what exactly is the budget, and this is the kind of quality that we can give you based on this particular budget. So once the creative brief is approved, the next part is the shooting process, where for example, if I'm creating a culture video for a brand, where I will go to that particular brand's office, I'll talk to the employees, how the work culture is around, I'll talk to the main CEOs, and I'll shoot that. I'll shoot B-rolls, I'll shoot bits of them chilling, I'll shoot bits of them talking about the company, their own experiences, I'll shoot bits of them playing, them working, doing all of that. So for example, if again I'm taking culture video as an example, if I want to make a corporate video, again it has its own set of ways that you can shoot. And even while before shooting, you need to gather a proper team, you need to get a DOP on board, the guy who will shoot the video. You need a director who can direct based on the script that you've written. If you yourself are directing, great. Then you need a guy to, if you're doing an animation video, you need one guy to storyboard this video based on your script, so that he can storyboard as to this frame will come when this particular part of the voiceover is playing. So you have to plan your content based on that. So that's a completely different thing. Animation videos, you'll have to storyboard, and then you have to get that storyboard approved from your client. But if you're doing like a live action shoot, based on the budget, you need to gather your team. Now in the team, you need sound guys, one guy who will be handling sound. You need a proper lighting team, you need lighting equipments, you need to go to a rental agency. If you have in-house equipment, that's great, but if you don't have it, you need to rent it from for example, if you're in a city like Bangalore, you need to rent it from vendors like White Clicks and all these guys. And you need to rent equipments, you need to light camera, lenses based on the kind of videos that you are planning to shoot. So even based on the budget, you'll have to choose the kind of equipment that you're getting. If you have like a 10 lakh ka budget, you can go for a red camera, you can go for really high-end cameras. If you have a 50 lakh budget, but if you have a budget of around 30 to 40K, you'll have to shoot with a Canon Mark D3, Mark D4, a very good DSLR which gives you the quality but also is not that heavy on your pocket. So based on the budget, you spend it on your equipment, you gather all the equipment, you gather your DOP. You will also be needing some assistants to assist you on the shoot, some assistants which can help you with some props that you might be needing for the shoot, and some local guys from the client's office which will help you managing the whole shoot. You also need basically a guy who can handle the catering, because you need so there's this very good saying that a crew which is fed well is a very good set to be on. So you need to make sure that the crew is happy. You need to make sure that they are getting proper food. Do all of that, then you need to go on the shoot. Try to finish the shoot as quickly as possible. Plan your shoots beforehand. Don't let it go overboard, don't let it go over budget, because these things will happen on a regular shoot, and you don't want that because you're really tight on your budget. So make sure that these things don't happen. You need a production controller, you need a line producer for that. But if you have just 3-4 guys, then make sure that one guy is handling lighting, one guy is handling the camera, one guy is directing, one guy is handling the audio, and you need 2-3 assistants to assist you during the shoot. Now once the shooting part is done, Then you come to the editing table where you get an editor on board, and he knows all the relevant softwares, and an editor who has experience in editing all these videos. Do all of that. Make sure that you get the right editor on board. Choose a good soundtrack for your video. Set a proper deadline for the. Now this part is called the post-production process. So I've broken it down into production and post-production. And this part is the post-production. Make sure that you use relevant softwares like Premiere Pro, After Effects, and DaVinci Resolve for color and editing. While editing, make sure that you are sending, once you are done with for the first cut, make sure that you show it to your client so that you can get a feedback. And plus there has to be a limit to the number of changes that you are willing to do. For example, I have this policy where I will not be changing after 3 iterations. I will not be doing any more changes to the video. So, and I get it signed beforehand only. It's in the contract. So make sure that you do it, because the problem with clients are that they can be fickle-minded, and a lot of times they still not happy with the final thing. But again, you have done your job and you have exhausted your resources, and you don't want to be working on this particular project after this, and you have given everything that the client asked for. So if you feel that that's the case, you don't need to do any more other changes. That's how because otherwise it will never end. Make sure that you have a set deadline for the post-production process. Once you're done with that, show it to a lot of your friends, show it to your people from your team, get feedback from them, get feedback from the client. And once you're done with all of this, then I think you're ready to release the video. That's a brief process of how you go about the video production process. Obviously, I'm not going in depth in each of these parts. If you want more information related to a particular project, you can hit me up directly, and then we can discuss about that.
That itself is brief. That was pretty in-depth according to me. In fact, Shazam said, "Oh my God, this guy covers so much in-depth details," and that's the reason I sent a smiley on the chat, because it was pretty informative. Very nice, very nice. Kamal, I'm going to unmute you. Tell me, did you get value in what he was saying?
Actually, he gave me like a lot of information, to be honest.
Useful, right? It gives you an idea of how to approach it. Very nice.
Actually, it's like for me at the moment, like the information that he gave me is like it took me all the way from beginning to advanced. So it's like a lot of this information I have to like digest and think about it actually, because like I am just starting actually to like redo video editing and all. So like the information that he gave me is like too expanded.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a positive thing, right?
Yes. Yeah. At least now I have like
for like a particular problem, then we can you just hit me up and we'll discuss about that particular process, because it depends.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, so that'll be easier. If you want to solve a particular, if you're looking for a particular solution, then it'll be easier if we like connect directly and then I talk to you about that.
In fact, Kamal, I already referred Divyansh to BrandClick. Azim had asked me, I had even shared Divyansh's details, and Divyansh had even sent a quote or something. This was a while ago. Divyansh, do you remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, this is
I don't know, because like this one I'm taking it as a personal project, like I'm doing it as updating my personal skills in video editing. Yeah.
Okay.
Then it'll be different for that. So if you have a specific question on that, then just hit me up. We'll discuss that.
That's okay.
Cool. Perfect. Thank you, Divyansh. That was pretty informative. Thank you. Talking about this process, there was one thing that you mentioned, and I wanted to ask you a question about that. This actually came up even during last week's YouTube session. Music. Where do I get free music and this background? For example, sound effects like raindrops or whatever. That is important. How do I get it? Where do I get it?
So, I personally, especially for soundtracks, there's this website called Epidemic Sound, which I used to use, but now I think it's charged. I think you can use it for a month for free, and then they'll start charging it. But I think there are a lot of YouTube channels where you find stock free music and you can use that. Once I just search the name of that channel. I'll just suggest you that particular. It's called Free Music Audio Library. It has 637 videos. It has 637 soundtracks, and you can directly use it from this channel. It's called Audio Library, and it has, I think, more than 2.84 million subscribers. And this is specifically for music for content creators. So it has everything, right from sound effects to music for your background, for your videos and all of that. And if you're looking for a particular sound, just go on YouTube and type. For example, if you're looking for clap, just go and type clap on YouTube, clap sound effects, and you'll get that. You'll get clap stock free. Just search for that. Thumb stock free. Just search for that. You'll get all the sound effects that you need on that. If you want like super high depth quality, then there are platforms like Artlife and all of that, which sell it to you for a subscription fees. But if you are looking for just just like free resources, YouTube, as I said, there are two channels: Free Music Audio Library and Audio Library. Again, I'll share the links with you. And this is for sound effects and Foley music, background music.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Divyansh. Anything else you would like to add from your side?
No,
Is there anything else?
It was pretty in depth. If you have any more other specific questions that you would like to ask me, or any question in general, just hit me up, or you can just type it on the chat, or mention it to Manjunath sir, and I'll get back to you on that.
Okay, perfect, perfect.
It's all about creating. It's all about not thinking and just doing. And while you're doing it, you will get better at it. But you have to start from somewhere. And I think right now is the perfect time to do it.
Excellent. I think that's the right way to end this webinar, a beginning of hopefully a brand new channel, a successful channel for all the participants and whoever watches this video in the future. Divyansh, I can't thank you enough. You've been awesome as always. Very supportive, very informative, very helpful. A very big thank you from everybody, from my side and my students. Thank you. Wish you all the best for your audio launch, and many more great things to come your way in the future.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And so, shall I share your LinkedIn profile with these people? How can they get in touch with you?
Just hit me up on Instagram. My Instagram handle is Culture Galib. I'll just mention it on the chat.
Okay, please do.
1 second. You can find me on Instagram.
Very good.
Mail me again. We'll send you my email ID if you want any specific question over the mail. I'll do that.
Excellent. Great. Let me quickly get just 2 more minutes. Hopefully, I won't take much. Sivagami, apart from the key, I'll get the key for you. Apart from that, anything that you'd like to share with Divyansh? Sivagami?
So actually, this is a very informative session, and it's a beginner like me. I have a more just the one simple word, that is, we have to work, and work. That I came to know. And thank you so much, sir, for this opportunity, and really you're inspiring us.
Thank you, Divyansh. Divyansh, by the way, Sivagami, even though she talks modestly, she's an entrepreneur. She's got at least 2 jewelry stores in Salem, and she's doing awesome. And I'm not just telling that because she's here. She's pretty actionable kind of a lady that I know. Right, Sivagami?
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
It's true. Thank you for being here this evening, Shivagami. Venkatesh sir, can you speak now? Is the audio fixed? Would you like to share something? Okay, no problem. I have Seth, anything you'd like to add, buddy? Even in the chat you can say, you can just thank Divyansh for taking the time. He hasn't taken a single rupee from me. It's a free session. He spent so much time with us. I think we should at least thank him for taking the time to help us.
No, not a problem.
Saurabh, anything to say?
Yeah, I would like to thank you both of you for sharing your knowledges, and especially to Mr. Divyansh, first of all, because he has shared some valuable information, and also he has given certain insights, and his experience, he has shared information about his experience. So that is, I think, is most valuable. And thank you, Manjunath, for inviting me on this webinar. It was quite helpful for me. Thank you both.
You're very welcome. Thank you for joining in. Lastly, Kamal.
Yes.
Oh, yes, Kamal. Please go ahead. Share any views of yours.
Well, for me so far, it's like I have to really digest the ideas that he gave me.
Okay.
Yeah. But so far, like the whole program is helping.
It is helping
more
you.
enlightened in this subject. It's really nice. It's some like really insightful ideas and programs that we can start with.
Excellent. Thank you, Kamal, for joining. Hopefully, like I said, this session enlightened you, gave you some more insights into how to take your video content creation, YouTube video creation to the next level. Okay, thank you very much. You have a wonderful evening. Thank you, Divyansh. Again, I appreciate everything that you do. Thank you for being a part of this session today and really sharing all that from your life's experiences. I appreciate it. You have a wonderful evening. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Divyansh.